Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And talk about failing upwards. We're going to talk about George Stephanopoulos, Mr. Snuffleupagus, signing a new deal with ABC News after they had to shell out $15-16 million to settle with Donald Trump. So this is a guy that just cost the company $16 million because he wouldn't shut up about Trump being a rapist, even though he reportedly was told to.
Yes, I put that in there, that he was told, and there was two sources came out and said that he was told, supposedly, not to say it at all. Right. And then he said it repeatedly.
So, and this will explain, too, why they're giving notes to the View host to read when they say stupid stuff, because their legal team is probably like, we can't afford another lawsuit.
Can you imagine how many people have to sit there in case that Sonny says something stupid? They probably have pre-written statements that are, how you would call someone, you hit a button to answer, like, or on email, like they get
for the defamation, press 2.
Yes, the canned statements. I think they probably have like canned statements that they're like the people behind the producers like, oh shit, read their little book. Which one is for this? Oh, number 382, print.
Choose your own legal adventure.
Pretty much every day on the View is choose your own legal adventure.
Turn to page 317 of the Disney legal handbook. Oh my God. So let's talk about this, because if you thought he was going to be punished, you are incorrect. They're doubling down, and it's same with same with Rachel Maddow over at MSNBC. Like, her ratings are failing, but she just got a fat $25 million.
But it was less than before, I believe.
Yeah, but $25 million
we don't
for
know.
1 day a week.
We don't know how much he's getting. We don't have the details. And it could even be, if we're being fair, he has a new contract because they had to put some stuff in there, some new verbiage in there in case he does this again. And, there's
STFU clause.
Yeah, it's like there's probably we're all assuming that it was a win, but there might have been more, like, they want to say put him in handcuffs, but you know what I mean? There might be tying his hands a bit more.
Yeah, they might be. I mean, if they're smart, because I guarantee you they're looking at legal action with Whoopi Goldberg and The View and
right. So it wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't actually. We don't know, but if it doesn't actually have things in it that in case he would do this, that Disney has grounds to go after him or something. So everybody's assuming it's this big thing that he's winning. We don't know that. We don't know how much money, if it's more or less. We don't know what other clauses were added.
Yeah,
we don't know.
So let's talk about this before we get into any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to clownfishminus.com. Check out our merch. Check out our Plus Club. You can also get that content at clownfishtv.locals.com. This is coming from piratesandprincesses.net. George Stephanopoulos signs new ABC deal after Disney's
it's a big headline.
$60 million settlement with Donald Trump. It's not as bad as what was it, The Guardian, where it's like an entire paragraph is their headline.
Yeah, so I know. I can summarize this mostly because I wrote it. So I just basically summarized what happened. Back in March, Stephanopoulos did that thing where he was interviewing Representative Nancy Mace, and he apparently said that the president was found liable by a jury for rape, which is not true. He was liable for sexual assault because in New York, they didn't have enough to prove rape. Right. So they are different under the letter of the law, apparently. So I guess, according to New York Post, if you go down, he was told not to say it. They said this week's producer said, don't use the word, we might not to say it, rape or grape, whatever. Before the segment started, the network source told the Post, okay? An executive producer said it many times. A second source of the show confirmed via text message viewed by the Post that he was told not to say the word.
He
should have been.
I would have fired him.
To be fair, he should have been. The reason they're not is because they're already getting backlash from other people at ABC. They're getting backlash from other news outlets saying that they caved. They caved before Trump and Stephanopoulos were supposed to go put statements out and be interviewed for statements. So what tells me they didn't know what he was going to say, and they might not find out that he admitted he was told not to do it. I think that they're trying to cover their butts, but they said that he got a new contract this past weekend. They got him a new contract, and everybody's assuming that, this means because they're showing that he's staying. Yes, but we don't know what's in that contract.
Yeah.
So if he has a new contract, it might be you can stay, but you're signing a new agreement, agreeing not to do these things, and he might have got less money to offset some of the costs. We don't know.
Yeah. So here's the article New York Post goes into a little bit more. Yeah, he was warned not to use the R word by producers, but he said it anyway. Yeah, I mean, I would have been like, what the hell? Well, that explains why they said this explains why. Yeah, Bob Iger was like, just give him the money because we're gonna freaking lose because he went ahead and did what we told him.
Especially when it comes out that he was told not to. So it wasn't like, oops, he misspoke. He misspoke many times, and apparently they said he was told not to say it.
Yeah, they said Disney's chances of winning a lawsuit would be damaged if Stephanopoulos ignored his producers' warnings. Legal experts told the Post,
which is probably why they settled.
Yep. Often when dealing with litigious subjects, the company's legal team may speak to producers ahead of time to advise on language to avoid lawsuits, which is customary. However, it's unclear whether ABC's legal team had been involved before he went on the air.
Well, he was told repeatedly not to say it, so my money would be yes.
Yeah, they're not going to get
most producers wouldn't have, why would they know he was going to say that? You know what I mean? Why would producers say, don't say it that way unless they knew he was going to do it and they were told not to do that?
I mean, that would be like going on like, okay, so you're on live TV. This is a children's program. Don't call the other puppets fuckwits this morning because, we could get in trouble for that.
Okay. Hey, fuckwit. It's
like, did they tell Larry David not to choke Elmo specifically? Please don't choke Elmo.
But in this situation, okay, when someone's going to interview somebody, you're going to think they're going to do that unless you have grounds to think they were going to do that. So he must have been talking about it or something, and they were told by legal to make sure you refer to it in the correct way. Because I can't think why producers would make sure they made a pointed effort to tell him to say it a certain way if they weren't planning on that. So because of the way he did it, they apparently knew that they would probably lose. So they went ahead and settled ahead of this.
Yeah.
But like I said, everybody's like, he got a new contract. And yes, the new contract tells people that he's not going anywhere.
Yes.
But we don't know what's in the contract. And if I were to guess, I mean, I could be wrong, but after the situation that happened, you don't reward somebody by giving them more money. That sends the wrong message. So I would assume that they, either they made them pay the same, but they probably have new clauses in there to cover their butts because he just cost them a whole bunch of money. And they obviously can't fire him or have him leave because if he did that with all the rest of the ABC and, other news outlets calling them out publicly, it would look even worse. So give him a new contract, but put things that gag him in it or something. I mean, I don't know that, but if I were to guess.
Because here's the thing, like every rule, I always tell people, like if you see a lot of ridiculous rules in contracts or in handbooks or whatever, it's those rules exist because somebody did something stupid.
And given the way we know working with Disney, I would think that Disney, that's more likely what happened.
We signed a lease for a commercial space that had the bicycle clause. You were not allowed to ride your bicycle inside the space. I'm like, this is the dumbest. Why would I ride my bike inside the office? Obviously, it happened at some point.
Mm-hmm. There's ones like don't drive like your stuff in the I forget what it was. It wasn't a car, but like something else in 4-wheeler or something like that around your one place you rented for. That was for a house or something.
Yeah.
We had to sign and agree to that, and I'm like, who would bring their ATV? I'm like, the house wasn't big enough to drive an ATV around downstairs. I'm like, what the? Yeah, apparently it happened.
Don't
stick a hot curling iron up your hoo-ha. They have warnings on curling irons. Do not insert internally, especially when the heat's on.
Wait, they do?
Yes.
Seriously?
Go look it up.
Oh my! I'm not looking it up. I'm going to take your word for it.
Because you might know what you're going to get. Yeah.
But I know that like
external use only. Do not insert internally. I forget the wording, but it's like they have warnings on curling irons.
Well, McDonald's for the longest time after the hot coffee, the infamous hot coffee lawsuit, which got parodied on Seinfeld. Speaking of Larry David. But after that, they had the warnings on the cup. Caution, hot coffee might be hot.
Oh, well, that's because it's very hot. To be fair, though, can you blame him for choking out Elmo? A lot of us want to.
Oh, my God. It broke
He's a hero for some people.
It broke Will Wheaton. It was clearly a joke. And he's like, how dare he, my inner child.
To be fair, everything triggers Will Wheaton.
That's like... I actually, you know what? I'm not giving... How are we talking about Will Wheaton? But just real quick, I'm not giving him a complete pass. But I did more recently find out how completely effed up his home life was. And I'm like, you know what? Okay.
Yeah, that's true. But it's been enough years that doesn't give you a pass. Like, there are people who have really bad home lives that don't end up being like that later. You know what I mean? That was years ago. And while I feel bad for him then, I have no sympathy for him now because he's kind of an insufferable dillweed. But anyway.
Anyway, thanks, Will Wheaton's parents, for giving us the Will Wheaton of today who doesn't shut up on social
Someone
media.
needs to give him a curling iron without the warning. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, they said, Iger was worried that if they fought it, it was going to risk damaging press protections and also hurt the Disney brand. Yeah, because I think it's because of Florida. I think because of DeSantis. They saw how much they lost. It's like, do you want to go toe to toe with the president? I mean, that was a governor.
Thing, though, press protections. Okay, I don't get that one, because press protections, yes, to a certain extent. However, if you're told not to say that because you're deliberately misleading and saying the thing's wrong, more outlets need to be questioned about the misleading comments they make. But if you're being told specifically not to say it, and you keep doing it over and over again, that shouldn't be protected because you were told not to do it and you did it anyway. Why should that be protected? If you deliberately, knowingly do that over and over again, as what they're saying happened. I wasn't there, but that's what they're saying.
Yep. But yeah, apparently he's humiliated now, and it's like he had to apologize. And it's like, well, are they going to have you kiss
So did
his
Sonny.
ring? You have to go down to Mar-a-Lago and kiss his ring. I mean, your bosses are all going down there and kissing his ring. Get in line.
Yeah, I know, right?
Get in line. Everybody get in line to take a turn kissing Donald Trump's ass.
At least it's doing that and not taking in line for something else. But
Anyway,
I'm just saying, the mouse does that. That's the line you have to wait for there.
100 executives in one day.
I'm just saying.
It's going to go viral. It's going to be huge.
I'm just saying.
We're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.